Hey, good morning. Good morning. A late dose. A late dose. Sorry. I had a little bit of sabotage this morning, and we're going to talk about sabotage just in a minute. And I hope your week is going well. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. When you come on here, let me know if you come on live or if you catch in the replay so that I know when you watched. And listen, I want to first say that I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you, whether this is your very first time watching or you've watched a number of daily doses. We're in episode number 258, and we're going to talk this morning. I'm going to share with you, really, I'm going to ask you a question. It's a pretty deep question, and that's actually what partly sabotaged my efforts, because I had something all ready to share with you this morning, but I said, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about your life, and maybe your life, and you may be sabotaging your death. And you're thinking to yourself, how the heck, what does that make sense? And that's what I'll share with you. Yes, when you come on, good morning. Hey, good morning, Tina. Good morning to you. And also, if you do find this episode useful and valuable to you, chances are it may be valuable for a friend. So all I ask in return is to share this with somebody else. You can share it in a private message. You can share it on your own Facebook page. Good morning, Mary. Good morning to you. Thanks for jumping on here. So my question to you is this morning is your life sabotaging your death? Now, what do I mean? Well, let's just first define what sabotage means, right? You think of like sabotaging diets and sabotaging, you think of it's like something that's destructive, right? Like sabotage your diet. Well, if you're trying to eat healthier and then you go off your plan, right? Or you're trying to exercise and you get too busy and caught up and you sabotaged your efforts, right? You ruined your efforts. Well, that's the same thing when it comes to your life. And I say, are you sabotaging your life now? That's going to really like ruin your death. So my question is your life right now sabotaging your death? And let's just talk. Now, mind you, none of us know when we're going to die, right? Only God knows when we're going to die. And I hope to God and pray that you don't die anytime soon. I hope that you live a full, long, fruitful life. You get everything that you want in life. You get everything you want out of life. You contribute to this world. You make it a better place, right? That's kind of part, that's maybe a little bit more of a general statement, but you get my drift, right? You have a purpose and a plan, and whether you are listening to God's path and plan for your life or you're your own, right? Regardless. The reality is that there is a time where we all end. Our lives are done, right? At the end of the day, we don't know when the last day is. But I can say is, are you sabotaging that? Like, is your life right now sabotaging your death? In other words, like there may be a life that's meant to live to 85, 90, 95 years old, a like full, healthy life. And you're sabotaging your efforts right now. Are you sabotaging your efforts? And here's what I mean by it. Are you just negligent of your health? Hey, not to get into dispute, but one of the things that's been really aggravating me lately, really aggravating me, and this is not a politics statement at all, is that nobody's talking about getting healthier. Nobody. We're all just talking about how are we not going to die? Let's put on the mask. Let's wash our hands, right? Okay, it's not to discount that we should be careful, and we should be careful of those who are more susceptible. Totally get it. But why is there nobody talking about getting healthier? Like, here's what's happening. I have a feeling, and this year more than ever, is there's a lot of people out there, and if this is you, don't worry. It's not here to trigger you. Well, yes, it is to some extent, because you may be sabotaging your death. In other words, you may be losing years in your life. You may be losing life in your years that you have left, right? Like say you have, I'm 48. So I hope to have another 48 years. I don't know. Let's swing this around. I hope, not choke myself. I hope to have at least another 48 years of a good, healthy life. But I can sabotage my death, and I can sabotage the death of maybe coming at 90 or 85 by not taking care of myself. I got disconnected there. By not taking care of myself right now, by being negligent of the things that I need to do to take care of my body. Now, I'm not talking about being like like a swimsuit model and having the chiseled six pack. I'm just talking about taking normal care of yourself, which is not so normal anymore, right? We don't think that taking care of our bodies is really as important as just to wear a mask out in public. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to get on that bandwagon. I have my own opinions about it. And my main concern is, why are we so focused on, and you know why? Because we're getting programmed to focus on, let's just put this mask on and let's just wash our hands to be healthy and we're going to be healthy. That's not all that it takes. It actually takes action steps. You actually have to do something to your health if you want it to improve, right? You don't use it, you lose it. It's been around forever. That saying's been around forever. Yes, it's a cliche, but it's the truth. If you don't use your body, you're going to lose your body. If you don't use the foods that are available, the healthy foods that the majority of people watching, if you're watching on a $1,000 iPhone, chances are you can afford some healthy, nutritious, whole foods, right? Chances are, if you are paying $50, $60, $80 for internet and you have phone access and you have that, and maybe you're sitting in a car or you're sitting at home, you probably have access to be able to exercise. And that could be anything from going for a walk to getting down in your carpet in your living room and doing some body weight exercises. It could be getting to a gym if your gym is open. This is the thing. I have a number of colleagues who own gyms, and right now it's interesting to see as the world wants to shut them down again. And it's actually something that, to me, like, I just don't get it. I really don't understand. So my question back to you is this, is something just to think about, and feel free to share your thoughts down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. That's fine. Let's have a conversation. But if you are sabotaging your death, like, isn't that weird to think about? Am I sabotaging? Now, don't think about your life. Like, your life and the choices you make are the choices you make. You have the choice of what goes in your mouth. You have a choice whether you move or sit on the couch and watch another Netflix show. You have a choice whether you allow all the stress and anxiety and things from news and TV and what other people are trying to fill in your mind, all those things. You have the ability to filter that. You have the choice what you take in. Now, you might have to get yourself out of some situations or out of some relationships, or maybe you need to unplug the TV or even get rid of cable altogether. But at the end of the day, that's a question, right? To think about on this Tuesday. I know it's deep. I was going to talk about something fitness, but I wanted to talk a little bit deeper because it's a time right now that's as challenging as ever for a lot of other different reasons, right? And I know this year has been really, really hard on people. The stress has been high, the anxiety, maybe the job has been lost, maybe your family is all up in arms, maybe relationships are broken, all of those things. And those things you may not be able to control, but you can control things in your life. You can control how you take care of yourself. And you could do one of two things. You can fuel your body, you can fuel your health, you can take the action steps necessary to take good care of your health. You can go for a walk, maybe you can go for a bike ride or go for a swim or go to the gym, or maybe do some push-ups or do some jumping jacks or grab that jump rope, or maybe even just stand up and sit down in your chair, right? That's something that I want to share with you. That's the active part. The food part. Here's the thing, yes, but Mark, it's just so hard to eat healthy. I'm just tired of eating salads. Mark, it's just so expensive to eat organic. You know what's more expensive? Death. And the way to get to death quicker is going to be really expensive when you have doctor's bills and you have medications that you're on, and then you're out of work and you have a family that's now going to have to pay for expenses, right? Does that make sense? So here's the thing in this daily dose today. I'm supposed to be encouraging. This is a little bit of a Debbie Downer. No, I want to be encouraging because I want you, if you're listening right now and you're that person. Now, if you're doing awesome, fantastic. Like if you are dialed in with your health, if you're dialed in with your nutrition, if you're on the right path, heck yeah, high five. Let's go celebrate. Awesome. If you are, put that down there. I'm doing what I need to do so I don't sabotage my death. I don't want to sabotage my death. Listen, if you're listening to this right now, whether it's on a live or replay, I want you to post down there and I want you to claim it. I am not sabotaging my death. and repeat after me, I am not sabotaging my death. I am not going to cut my life short and sabotage my death. Here's the thing, your death may be set for 90 years old, right? But if you take crappy care of yourself, guess what? That number might come back to 80. Guess what? That number might come back to 70. And I'm only 48 years old, and I know people my age who are quickly dying, quickly. And you know why they're quickly dying? It isn't because they're getting the Rona. It isn't because they're not getting the COVID. It's because they're not taking care of themselves. They're sabotaging their death. That's the point I want to get across to you, is like, there's a wake-up call. This actually, here's the thing I'm encouraged. What I'm really encouraged by, there's a lot of people, and a lot of people even in my world have come out to reach out for my help. You see, now I am the Bulletproof Christian Fitness Mentor. Don't forget that. I'm not just a coach or a trainer or somebody that's going to yell at you to do 6 more reps or force you to eat salads. No, like, here, number one, I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I love the Lord with everything I have. Number one, first and foremost. And I am a Christian, a bulletproof. So bulletproof, why is that name bulletproof in there? Well, because here's the thing. You're getting shot down right now. The enemy is trying to take you out, right? He's trying to take you out. And maybe bad news, maybe anxiety, maybe stress, maybe those food addictions, maybe that laziness addiction. We're addicted. We have addictive personalities. Maybe that really addictive, crappy relationship that you've been lured into for so long is the reason why now you're sabotaging your death. Like, there's all these things in mind. So again, I want to help bulletproof you, not just help you get the weight off. Freaking go do any diet in the New Year's. You can get the weight off. Go ahead and do any kind of workout program. You can pretty much probably get stronger doing anything if you're not doing anything right now. But here's the difference. Let's bulletproof you for 2021. The reality is the enemy is going to come even harder in 2021. And you have the option. You have the choices to make. Are you going to let the enemy take you out? Or are you going to try to bulletproof your efforts? Not just so that you don't sabotage your death, but so that you can actually live a healthy, fruitful, full life. Now, I say that to you because that's what I'm planning on doing. You see, the only thing I want to share with you is what I found so valuable for me and for my health and the health of my family and my relationship with my wife and my relationship with my children. It isn't perfect. Trust me, we go through our own ups and downs and everything else. But taking care of myself, which I found to be one of the most selfless things you can do. Now, I might not be here tomorrow. Maybe God's taking me tomorrow or the next month or the next year. God forbid he has. I know where I'm going. That's one awesome thing. But also, I'm not going to actually waste any moment sabotaging my efforts. And I know you have it in you not to sabotage yours. But maybe you've been just so addicted to the challenges, the struggles. You're addicted to the stress, addicted to the food, addicted to the laziness, addictions. We all think of addictions as like a drug addiction or an alcohol addiction, or maybe like a couple of other addictions, a nicotine addiction, right? We don't think of like the sabotaging addiction that I see happen so many times in this world. It truly is. You're not sabotaging. Yes. I'm not going to cut my life short by sabotaging my choices. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Debbie, I'm not sabotaging my efforts. Excellent. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I want you to claim it. I'm not going to sabotage my death. I'm not going to sabotage my death. Maybe that's the sound you need to be saying to yourself every day when you're like, I don't feel like exercising today. You know, that drive through, that just sounds much better. I'm going to just eat whatever. Why not open another bottle of wine? It's the middle of the week. Oh, wait, it's not the middle of the week. It's only Tuesday. Oh, it's 4:00. Let me just do that. Let me just have another beer. Let me just have, that's it. Let me just watch another show. I can move later. There'll be plenty of time. Time's running out. Like, the reality is time's running out. Like, especially if you're sabotaging your death right now, time is real. Like, you think of the hourglass, right? This is the way I think of it, is think of your life as an hourglass. And you think of like, Now you can think of like a big, now I know they're kind of like standard size, but let's just think one that has a big opening and one that has like the normal, like little narrow, little tiny narrow opening. So you flip it over, right? And there's your life kind of running out, the little sand coming through or whatever that's inside of there coming through. And then think of you sabotaging your death. If you're sabotaging your death, then think of that space like 3-4 times as wide. Guess what? Your life is going to run out a lot quicker. It is because you're sabotaging your efforts. And here's the other thing. New Year's is coming right now. New Year's is right here. It's upon us. And you're thinking to yourself, well, 2021, let's just get 2020 out of the way. Well, wait, what were you saying last year when there was no Rona? There was no COVID. There was no masks. There's a lot more excuses you have now, right? But the reality is if you kept making excuses, guess what? You're continuing probably to sabotage your efforts and sabotage your death. It's time to stop. It's time to stop. Now is the time. You can do this. Why do I know this? Because I see hundreds and hundreds of people that I've been helping over the years. You see, I'm only one coach. And if I am resonating with you right now, if you've been listening to me for any period of time, again, it is not that my program has necessarily the best workouts and the best nutrition and the best this. No. The reality is you have to do the work, yes. But the other reality is it's why not have support along the way? You and I both know, right? Here's what happens. People are like, man, I know what I need to eat. I know that I need to exercise. I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. I just lack motivation. Motivation is a terrible thing to rely on. Rely on a coach who's going to kick you in the ass when you don't do your work. The reality is results. The results come from consistency. Results from your weight loss come from consistency, not from only eating 500 calories, not from doing some crazy extreme boot camp or throwing billions of pounds over your head. Now, don't get me wrong, I like to lift weights, but I was saying to doing something that's maybe not appropriate for you right now, right? Like there's plenty of time for that. There's plenty of time to progress through your life. But if you are sabotaging your efforts, you don't have much time left. Like, I know we're all scared. Everybody's scared right now of the death rate with COVID and all that. How about the death rate from sabotaging your efforts? Like, stop sabotaging your death. Please, I'm pleading with you right now because I'm seeing too many people who are letting life slip away because they're worried about all the other things that they can't control. You have the ability to control certain things in your life. You can control what goes in your mouth. You can control your exercise. You can control putting oxygen into your lungs. You can control what you're watching and what you're listening and to the people that you surround yourself with. You have the ability to do it. And listen, if you're really in a bad shape right now, you're really stuck, you're in a rut, why don't you come around somebody like me who's going to give you this encouragement, who'll help come alongside you, give you not just the tools and not just the tactics, but the support you need to make 2021, just like 2020 happened to be some of my students' best years ever. It's crazy to think, right? Like, how is it the best year ever for your health? Well, guess what? When you're not sabotaging your efforts and you're pursuing the right things for your body and for your health and for your mindset, guess what? The right things happen. And guess what? Sabotage goes all away. So, hey, I want you to put it down there. This is the third and last time. I'm not going to sabotage my death. Put it down in the chat right now. That's all I got. Take care. I hope this little kick in the ass helped. Hope you have a blessed day. We'll see you soon.